and welcome to another review from Colour with Claire. Today I'm reviewing the Johanna Basford 16-month weekly colouring planner 2017 to 18. Now this is the first Johanna Basford colouring planner that I've owned, so I can't compare it to last year's, but I am told there is some paper differences, so I'll touch on those later. So physically the planner is really nice. It's got a spiral binding, which is my absolute favourite because it's easy to manipulate. It has Johanna's signature leafy vines in monochrome all over the front and the back cover, with some extra little gold foiling accents on the front. This paper strip is attached to the inside cover by a glue dot, which would be really easy to remove, leaving you with no text at all on the front or the back of the planner, which is preferable to me than ugly barcodes and other extraneous information. The cover itself is made from a thick cardstock, but I would have preferred board, to be honest, purely because planners are meant to be taken with you through your everyday life, and I can't see this standing up to much jostling and bending at the bottom of a bag. I think anything that's going to go into your bag should have some form of sturdy hard cover, whether that be address books or notebooks or planners. So on the inside of the cover, the leafy print has been inverted, and again there's nothing written on them. The planner is actually 8.5 by 7.5 inches in size, so it's a really good size to fit all your important information on. This first page features a lovely illustration from Magical Jungle, and it explains here that all of the illustrations in the planner have been taken from Johanna's 5 colouring books. This means that there are no original or new illustrations in the planner, just in case you're expecting new material. The next page has the copyright info, and it moves straight into a monthly calendar for 2018. Now, as you can see, if I just make sure it's positioned right on the camera, there's quite a bit of space here at the top, which is where I've written out a little key for the symbols I've added to the calendar. For example, all the pink circles are birthdays, the green are bank holidays, and I've even drawn in some little shapes like the heart for Valentine's Day and the little chick for Easter Sunday. And then we get straight into the diary pages. So I must say that I was expecting a few more introductory pages that you'd normally find in a planner, like personal information and space for addresses and telephone numbers. I would have also liked a page for setting weekly or monthly goals so that you can see at a glance what you need to achieve in a certain period of time and you can mark off what you've accomplished. This is all obviously personal preference, but I was just surprised that there wasn't much in the way of useful additions. So the way it's laid out is an illustration to colour on the left and 7 slots for each day of the week on the right. There's more than enough room for you to jot down appointments and notes for each day, and there's even the addition of public holidays for the UK, USA and Australia. So at the top of each page is a small monthly overview where you can dot important dates down, and next to that is the leafy month label. I really actually like the rustic look of both the paper and the text, and the illustrations are mostly scaled and cropped really well. Here's an illustration that I coloured with Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils and some Prismacolors. Now the paper has a good amount of tooth for coloured pencils, and they lay down and they show up really well, whether it be the lighter, duller colours or rich, bright ones, so great for coloured pencils. So I'll just flip through the diary whilst I tell you a little more about the paper quality. From the reviews that I've read of last year's planner, the paper then was white and thick enough that you couldn't see the illustration lines on the reverse side. This time, however, the paper is an ivory tone and it's quite thin, so much so that you can see what's on the next page before you turn it. I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up, but you can see the illustration on the back there. I guess this wouldn't matter too much if it was just a planner, but a big part of it is of course colouring these illustrations, so I'm quite worried there would be shadowing or even bleed onto, you know, a diary page, directly onto a diary page. So I coloured the image at the front actually with Staedtler Tri-Plus pens, and they have shadowed a little on the reverse, you might be able to pick up, but not so much so that it's going to affect any writing I did on there. So the illustrations, you'll need to have a really good eye for details, particularly some of these standalone images from Lost Ocean, which were already somewhat difficult to colour in the first place. These have been scaled down even further and will definitely require fine liners in some cases. Some of the images are full designs and others are small pieces from a larger illustration zoomed in. And some of the illustrations do actually correspond with the time of year. So for instance, illustrations from Johanna's Christmas will appear in the November and December months. I'll just carry on flicking through a little bit here. As you can see, incredible variety of illustrations from all of Johanna's books. I'll just do a quick flick. So as we come to the back of the planner, this starts at January 2019. So Johanna's included the first week of January and then a monthly diary for advanced planning, which you can see here. This is a great addition for those people who have to book a lot of dates in advance, either for work or holidays, things like that. After this, there is a monthly calendar for both 2017 and 2019, again helpful to dot important dates. Then we have 5 notes pages, which is what I would probably use in lieu of the missing information pages that I talked about earlier. Last but not least, we have 2 colouring test pages for you to check out those different inks before you commit them to your diary. Here you can see I've tested gel pens, Staedtler Tri Plus, Sakura Koi and Tombow, which are known to be particularly wet pens, Derwent Inktense pencils and water, and Spectrum Noir sparkle pens and Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. So I've done quite a thorough test. Here in the corner I've tested out popular writing inks. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. I've tested out popular writing inks because obviously we don't want to ruin any illustrations when we're writing out our plans and appointments, so it works vice versa. So on the back you can see that the gel pens and the Tri Plus do shadow slightly. If you can't see this, I'll just explain it. They do shadow slightly, and of course the alcohol markers are going to bleed through because they bleed through anything that's not an inch thick. The writing samples that I did were all good. I'd say the best was the Pigma Micron by Sakura. So I tested a ballpoint pen, a pencil, a fountain pen, the Pigma Micron and the Spectrum Noir art liner, and I definitely cannot see, well, I can see a bit of them all, but I can't see anything major with the Pigma and the art liner. So price-wise, this planner is currently up for pre-order on UK Amazon for £10.99 and it releases on the 31st of August. You guys in the US have had it released right back from May this year, so it's been up for sale a while now. I'll leave all the links to buy in the description below, including places like Book Depository for those who can't buy from Amazon. So overall, I think it's a really great buy for around a tenner, and it has an incredible amount of varied illustrations included for that price. The main letdowns for me are the flimsy cover and the lack of helpful additions to the book, but that doesn't negate the beautiful aesthetics of the presentation and the illustrations inside. If you've enjoyed this review, please click subscribe to see more from me, and also the thumbs up so other people can find my videos too. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on Colour with Claire.